Now for Wazy.
やあ、来たね。
There you are. Guess so. You were the one who called me here. It's not like I had much choice.
そんな風に言いながらも、律儀に来てくれる君が好きさ。
You say that as if I forced you to. Don't deny that you came out of the goodness of your heart.
愛していると言っても過言じゃないくらいだ。
I do love that about you. Oh, whatever. You wanted to talk to me about Kia, didn't you? What can you share? Precisely. Normally, talking about these kinds of things with outsiders would be forbidden, but as far as the Septarian of Zero is concerned, the Church is going to take a hands-off approach, no matter what may transpire tomorrow. Seriously, since the Snakes have largely retreated and the original Septarian is long gone, the Church doesn't see this as their problem. On the bright side, that means they've no interest in doing anything to Kia. Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks for telling me. Wait a minute, Wazy. Where does that leave you? Can you still cooperate with us? The Fool and the 7th Anguis may have left, but whereabouts of the 6th Anguis are still unknown. There are also those ions to consider. The technology they gave to the Croy family is still a significant threat. Until that's mitigated, I'll be allowed some degree of freedom to interfere, at the very least. Good to know. The more I learn, the more absurd the situation becomes. We're fighting an uphill battle against common sense. The world you live in is shaped more by unseen influences than you know. As for me, I intend to end my 2-year undercover mission in Crossbell with a bang, not a whimper. Sometimes I forget that you're only 17, Wazy. That means you were just 15 when you were assigned this mission. The title of Dominion is a pretty big deal, right? How do you become one at such a young age? Dominion isn't something you rise to through achievements or promotions. Only those who are branded become Dominions, and being branded is preordained. Putting it like that, it sounds simply a cult, doesn't it? Priest you are. This brand, is that what I've seen on you in battle before? It is. It's referred to as a stigma. It's a seal engraved on one's very soul, and the source of great but detestable power. It was 7 years ago that it first appeared on me. 7 years? Before you go jump into conclusions, it had nothing to do with the DG cult. Nevertheless, would you like to hear the story? It may be a fun way to kill some time. Yeah, if you don't mind, that is. Come to think of it, I don't know anything about your life before Crossbow. It feels like I know everything else about the kind of person you are, though. Alright, I don't mind sharing. I was born in a remote region of Zemuria. The village I grew up in was isolated from the world, and contact with the outside was prohibited. Since ancient times, our village worshipped a god that was not Adios. At a young age, I was burdened with the role of a medium, someone meant to be able to hear the voice of this god. And I mean burdened. It was not a destiny I chose for myself. I'd been shackled with it for as long as I could remember. Imagine how ridiculous I found it all to be when I learned this god was nothing more than some ancient magical tool they dug up from somewhere. All I wanted was to be free, free from the meaningless fate I was given. One day, strange occurrences began to shake our hidden little village. One after another, the villagers started to slip into comas. Their so-called god had forsaken them. The tool itself was going berserk, drawing life force into it via the septium veins beneath us. I pleaded to the village elders to seal the damned away thing once and for all, but they refused. Rather, they thought to appease its rage with a sacrifice. In retrospect, my idea wasn't much better. Its power was so terrible that sealing it was impossible. And then they came. The church's knight appeared in our village. Abbess and Andrew found it. When we made contact, they told me the village's god was an ancient artifact. That's all I needed to hear. Knowing it wasn't some sort of deity with absolute power, I decided to take drastic measures. I took their god, a blue stone tablet, into my own 2 hands and tried to drop it off a cliff. I wanted nothing more than to end that village's wretched curse. I wanted to liberate my own heart from the shackles it was placed in. But their god was resilient. It fiercely resisted me and tried to steal my own life away. When I realized the knights couldn't save me in time, my life force was going to run out, then it happened. The brand appeared on my chest. My stigma awoke, and in doing so, stole the power of their god for itself. Its power gone, it became nothing more than an old tablet and crumbled to pieces in my hands. That was how I obtained freedom, the freedom I yearned for. I was exiled from the village. After all, it was the heretic who killed the god they worshipped so dearly. Wait, I was the heretic, not it was the heretic. Well, that's what happened. Absurd, isn't it? I imagine it sounds like a twisted fairy tale to someone who grew up in the city, right? No, seeing your power firsthand, I know exactly how real everything you just said was. I mean, after seeing Zeit go full holy beast, nothing can surprise me anymore. You raise a good point. After that, the church's knights invited me to the holy city of Arteria. As the vessel of one of the 12 stigmas, I was immediately greeted as a dominion. Then Abbess was assigned to me, and we've been together ever since. And that answers that question. If you don't mind my asking, have you ever returned to your village? Surely you missed your family. Isn't it obvious? I brought that village to its knees. Its entire foundation was destroyed from what I did. What mattered most to me was my freedom. Lifting the village's curse was a means to an end. I didn't truly care what would come after. My punishment is apt. Even my family hates me. From what I heard, the church did return to the village to clean up the mess that was left behind. Eventually, the curse of the god they worship will fade into the past. Honestly, I wouldn't mind returning someday. Once enough time has passed, of course. So don't look so glum. It's nothing for you to worry your pretty little head over. Wazy. You left that home behind. Does that mean you're going to leave Crossbow behind too once your mission is over? That's right. At the end of the day, I am a knight of the church. What's the matter? Are you going to be lonely? Will you miss me? Of course I will. Even though we've lost Wald for now, I'm sure we'll bring him to his senses. Testaments will still be here in Crossbell too. While I don't mean to get ahead of myself, I believe all of our friends are going to come back alive tomorrow and still be with us as well. But don't forget that you have a place where you belong here, because Crossbell is your second home, isn't it? You don't need to laugh that hard. I know it was a bit corny. But still, you know I mean it, right? Good grief, all this time together and you still surprise me.
里心がついた時には遠慮なく訪ねさせてもらうよ。
Sure, if I ever feel homesick, I'll come running back to you.
故郷に戻れない代わりじゃなく、君たちとの腐れ縁を確かめにね。
And to be clear, Crossbell isn't a replacement for the home I lost. It's somewhere unique, a place that bonded me to all of you.